Anything at all. You're beautiful.
Excuse me? Is that how you babysit people in your office?
So the blue shirt guy, we want to talk to him for a few minutes, right? We want to talk about him for a few minutes.
Who that?
Who that?
Abdullah?
Abdullah,
Talking with him?
No, I said we will talk about him for a few
Why?
minutes.
Why give him any kind of
Don't give him no
credibility?
credibility.
Man is a joke.
Well, that's what I wanted to say, that he's a joke. Because he's saying he's the only party that exists.
Oh, give me a
today.
freaking break,
Yeah,
now,
that's what he
man.
said. Come on the television, he said, we are the only alternative. We've been on the ground.
David
Right,
Abdullah.
but
David
three of
Abdullah.
them, all three of them.
David Abdullah looking for a ticket to ride.
A guy sent me a note talking about the last election because of the MSG and the NJAC
All right, so let's get back inside here, nice and quick here. Time now 11:37, which comes to you courtesy of Omega XL. And speaking about Omega XL, remember it's a product that you should be taking if you find yourself in a whole lot of
Say
pain.
hi to the
It's a
people.
potent, pure, and
Robert, say
very
hi to the
bioavailable
people.
product indeed. So if you
Say
find
hi
that
to the
nagging back pain, leg, somewhere you got in your body, a nagging pain, the inflammation causing, even if you have diabetes and all that going on, your Omega XL is definitely the product you should be taking to relieve that pain indeed. Also, 432 Live presents One Heart,
He said
Live for
we're
Love,
back in.
featuring the young legends Tronics and Zinkfin's Redemption live in TNT on Friday, 24th of November. South Trinidadians coming alive with this. It's all happening with Wall Street Fire and, of course, Major Laser as well. Get your tickets. Go and have yourself a good time indeed.
So we're back.
I want to say to you one thing to guide this process.
You want to
because
guide?
we're talking cars. I like the automotive analogy and the fact that you are a pioneer in the automotive industry.
I want to show you a picture. Hold on,
Henry
hold on.
Henry Ford, yeah, this.
I am Henry Ford, brother.
Henry
Hold on.
Ford said, if I had asked the people what they wanted, they would have asked for a faster horse.
I gave them what I wanted to give them.
And look at the car industry.
Let me tell you something. 1985, when my old man passed, as a young Turk, I was frustrated with Trinidad and Tobago because I saw nothing happening. I got into a country with an old man that did a hell of a lot, but I was at a point where I couldn't go no further because he had done what he had to do. I'm just following in the footsteps of him. So the first thing I did was travel to learn, because at that stage of my life I wasn't involved in doing anything other than following in the footsteps of my father.
Right.
In and around about a year after that, I got myself into Europe with a guy by the name of Jeff Moscroft, who is now ill. What is it called? Alzheimer's. He's in his 80s. And we went to visit a guy who had developed a vehicle, and I bought the proprietary interest from him. I bought the rights.
That's the BUV.
That's the BUV. I'm going to the Tokyo Motor Show 2017. And what do I see?
BUV.
A similar or almost identical
But it's
replica.
But it's not too late.
Now made by Suzuki,
No, but no.
looking just like this. Vision and leadership requires a conscience.
It also requires support.
Support will come based on
You cannot have. People keep saying to me, stop looking to the government to lead any initiatives. And I want to keep saying this. Any industry expansion of value anywhere in the world, you need the power of government support to push open doors.
I want to agree with you.
Trinidad could get into an aviation industry and build airplanes if we wanted to.
We can.
It's just a vision.
Yeah.
Brazil is doing that now.
Yeah, not now, long time.
Yeah, but Brazil is taking Guyanese bauxite and making aluminum plane shells. So it shows. And when the United States economy collapsed, Brazil had money to rescue them. Brazil had that kind of money. Trinidad does not have to be a follower. Trinidad doesn't have to be so retrograde in its policies. We could have been a world leader in alternative energy. We could have had wind farms powering half the Caribbean already.
We have no diversification efforts, and what you would find happening with the government, and they keep saying that the government should not be involved in anything that deals with the stimulation of the economy, businesses, and so on. But what I want to say is that the government has to be involved because they are a very important stakeholder in the entire process.
Yeah, but put a pin. The government has been involved. I think the conversation needs to change. The involvement must be properly thought out.
Hands
Yes.
off. Hands off.
Yeah.
Okay?
Don't control
Because
the industry. Assist the industry.
Yes.
It's like-
Facilitate.
Facilitate. It's like,
Yeah.
it's like the education facility. It's like the education thing. The education sector. Government should stop at the classroom door.
You see, we have 100 quasi-government companies
Yes.
where the government invested significant resources. The problem is not that. The problem is, were those investments mirrored with the strengths of the society that we have today?
If you put bureaucracy and government policy inside of private sector industry,
There is not
you
the
will
is-
no, but
there is not the
but it's bogged
issue.
down. If you sell all of those companies, there is not a single company in this country that cannot be sold into profitability right now. Right now. What the government has done, Takliko, just as an example, look at Angostura. Angostura is limping and dragging. Angostura is bottling Guyanese rum and trying to masquerade it as Trinidad historic rum. You know that? That's Guyanese bulk rum we're buying.
The issue is
What happened to
that-
all the rum stocks from Caroni?
well, again, those are issues that, again,
Who asked those questions?
but that is not a government investment.
But it was Caroni Limited.
But it's still not a government investment. It's a private sector
Who
investment.
owns our Pitch Lake?
That's a separate issue.
How is that a separate issue?
Because-
why nobody in this country could tell me who owns our Pitch Lake and where the money goes?
Again, Philip,
Why is that a big
you
secret?
see, this is where we always in the country just go wrong. We want to do something, but it's like going to the ice cream shop, 100 flavors, and still when we get to the cashier, strawberry or vanilla.
So what are
The
you saying?
country-
What are you saying? That because I am not willing to have bubblegum in my ice cream, that somehow your policy is stronger?
No,
I
no,
am
no.
a traditionalist.
No.
And
That's not what I'm saying.
Don't leave out chocolate, because chocolate, strawberry, and vanilla together is a wonderful. What do they call that flavor when it's mixed up like that?
I have
Banana
no
split.
idea where that's going.
Banana
but-
split.
but we will-
I was working with the analogy. I was
Listen
working with
to
the
me.
analogy.
The point I'm making to you is that it is not about capital from the government. It's about targeted capital to industrialization.
But we're saying the same thing.
Reform.
Yes, but I also think
We're saying the same thing.
I would know. Okay, it is not about. I agree. It is not about capital from the government, but it's definitely about initiative. It's about opening up the trade barriers that exist between countries and so on, and
Facilitation.
facilitation, and that's
Absolutely.
what
No,
they need
but
to
I
be
don't
involved in.
agree. I don't agree with that. That is the common error and mistake of developing countries when we talk about barriers. There is no barrier to quality, and
But
we
how do
both-
you export quality
Okay.
then?
Mr. Man,
We
there's
both-
no barrier to quality, but there are barriers to price. And you could be selling gold at silver price if people don't
But
have
there
silver
is,
money.
and I will disagree with Robert there, because there is a barrier to quality in Trinidad and Tobago. Most of the products, and I know this as fact, that enter the market of Trinidad and Tobago are substandard products
This
coming
is
out
a
of the Far
nation that
East.
has the best chocolate in the world.
But
How do you explain
okay.
Charles chocolates?
All right, okay,
How
hold
do
on.
you explain the
Hold
poor
on.
quality of choo-choos and ping pong?
Hold on.
Well, hold on there. I grew up on choo-choos and I kind of like it.
Hold on, Philip.
Hold on, kid.
Hold on.
You nearly called the kid.
Hold on.
It would have been apt.
The realization that we are facing in the Trinidad and Tobago's model is one where we want to have for our specialty use champagne, but we don't have the structure to get the money to buy it. So we have intent, but without process.
You're right again.
Okay.
But you're agreeing with what we're saying. And we're
No,
saying,
no, no,
we
no,
say-
no.
just, I was
You-
saying
you
this.
see-
You think assistance is money alone. Assistance, when you want to help a small business, Robert, I can't believe I'm making these points to you. When you want to help a small business, sometimes all you need to do is remove the barriers to trade. And the barriers to trade that exist include things like policy, like difficulty in shipping, like taxation. You could deal with those things. You could remove right now the cost of a house in this country could cut in half if you remove taxes on certain things.
The issue of house and all that is not going to help the transformation of the economy.
No, I agree with that.
There is a video on my wall right now of houses being built in 24 hours, and you are manufacturing those houses and you're putting them in a container and you're selling that in a hardware. So you pull up, you buy your house, you go on your piece of land, you put down your foundation, and you assemble your house. That is $100,000 TT.
At the end of the day, that is not where our problem lies. Those are doable things that requires leadership. Something we don't have. You have the Prime Minister recently advocating about East Lakes and making some statement along the line. He's so happy to see Mr. Harford there from Republic Bank. But at the end of it all, yes.
And all his joint ventures failing.
Well.
And his Emile Elias joint venture already in trouble. These people have no idea, listen, you are going to do the same thing over and over and call that different. This is not the change people wanted. You mentioned off camera. You mentioned your partner in the blue shirt. Waste of time. These people are myopic and retrograde. They have no clue as to what it takes to empower the smallest person. You can write an app on your smartphone and be a billionaire in quick time. The company that owns most hotel space in the world doesn't own a single hotel. The company that controls transport globally doesn't own a single car. We need to understand WhatsApp don't own nothing, but they are the communication giant of the world right now. We have to get to a point, Robert, where the support is where the ideas are. And if you give people hope and opportunity, come back to the same thing, Our people in this country walk around feeling there is nobody they could talk to about anything.
Okay, so draw a line and let's separate now. I agree with you that we need on the right-hand side the newisms, all the new ideas and all the new talent and all the people who out of the normal have creativities that they want to share. We don't know if it will work. Call it incubator future. But that isn't going to help us now. That's a longer term. We have an immediate position, transformation of the economy. And we have some assets, whether it's pitch, cocoa, sugar, oil, downstream.
We agree on all of that.
All right? But we have no concentration here as to what to do to become a leader, or at least among the top 3 in the world, in something that we have a control over.
Absolutely.
What to do better, what to improve.
If we cannot take that and do something with it, all of these things on the side here will go nowhere.
Absolutely agree.
Because these things need money.
Absolutely
and
agree.
While you're coming and you're want to get this money, you get to the stage where you have to choose between education for this one and healthcare for that, and you only have so much money, you say, well, I can't do this one, so let me go with education.
I want to let Suzette answer this one. I want Suzette to weigh in on this because I have a point I want to make, but I want Suzette to go first. Ma'am, we're talking about diversification of the economy. Robert is saying right now, focus on what we already have. What's your position on that?
I would agree with Robert. First of all, you have something that is already existing. You need to know what you can do better. You need to rehaul the entire process when it comes to the assets that belong to Trinidad and Tobago. I believe that the procurement process, that is a really big issue for leveraging the assets that we have for Trinidad and Tobago, because it is so corrupt that you have the funds never trickling down into the economy. And if that never gets to the economy, you cannot have the capital to be able to invest in other technologies and other products. So government needs to be taken out of the loop where the assets for Trinidad and Tobago are concerned. They need to not be involved in that type of management. Yes, they can set the laws and the regulations and so on for how you are able to extract and use the assets, whether or not it's tangible or intangible of Trinidad and Tobago. But I believe that what the point that Robert is trying to make is that we have this existing. It can work. It's just like you have an automobile, and really what you need is a good driver to take you to the destination that you need to get to. And I think if I were to do this any differently from the government, I would start working on what we have and try to make it a better and more efficient
I would like to
process.
make one.
Before you make a point, you see, in anything that we do, we have to have an objectivity. And
Goal driven.
that's correct.
Okay, and
and where we are today, Philip,
Let me
is
make
that we have no objectivity.
let me make this point here.
What we have is
Do
we
we
have
even
guys.
know what are the goals and objectives?
Absolutely,
Yeah.
and exactly. We have no vision-based leadership in this country.
Well, it will actually be mission. So that would be your goals and objectives. Your vision will definitely will then turn out to be where you intend to be in 10 years.
Correct.
Look at this. You identify a need for something anywhere in the world. Anywhere in the world. We all use the same basic things. It manufactured in a certain country anywhere in the world. What do they have and do differently to us? What dictates that they get to be successful and we're not? The truth of the matter is, they have 1 billion people or more in the Western Hemisphere. Give or take. Could be 2 billion people in the Western Hemisphere. And Trinidad is fortuitously the only country, the only island in the island chain outside of the hurricane belt. The only one.
As
And I
Robert-
just want to say this. Something as simple as shipping turnaround that made Greece a powerhouse. Something as simple as transshipment that is the only thing that underwrites the economy of Singapore. We can't do here. And Singapore, forget their government policy for a minute. Match economy for economy. Singapore and Trinidad start same time. Look at the two countries. Look at the quality of life in the two countries.
But back up. You can't look at it in isolation of leadership. You have to look at Lee Kuan Yew's crack the whip method of getting the country to be ready to lead. He didn't sit down there and when he saw things go wrong, didn't let the people pay
But that's the
price.
point. But
Okay?
that's the point.
So, in order for Trinidad to
Vision-led
move-
leadership.
Right, but it wasn't only vision because remember, in a sense, Singapore was kind of like quasi-communist.
Yes, dictatorial.
All right. So at the end, it's two different kind of
Yes.
leadership
Yes,
concepts.
yes. But in this country, you have people starving to death freely.
That's another good what do you call it, boy?
You better add that to top list.
Well, willingly,
Add that to top
willingly,
list.
yes.
But that's what's going on.
But Philip, we are back to what
Yes,
we were
she
saying.
was gonna say
yeah,
something. Yes,
but,
ma'am.
but before she said it, the reality is
They say that you and I are two powerful males, and there's a lot of testosterone in the room,
No,
and
it-
that we should allow Susan
Oh
to
no,
speak.
you know, I'm okay. I'm enjoying the exchange, so that's fine.
No, but ma'am, you were going to say something.
Basically, I was gonna agree half with you and half with
You
No,
just-
no, you can't.
That we are called real woman
Pick aside.
education.
Pick aside.
Well, I'll tell you how. It's
You
not
can't-
managing both of you. I'll tell you how. I agree with Philip in that we need to have vision-led leadership. Now, in highlighting or expanding on that point, that's not something that you are charged with in terms of responsibility. That's something you're born with or something that
Absolutely.
you have
You either have
inherent
it or you don't.
in your personality. And
Absolutely.
we need to start recognizing what characteristics make good leaders, and we need to start putting those people in
Could I
power.
ask you one question?
Yes.
Do you see, and I have swear to you I am not being facetious, have you heard or seen anything like leadership come out of the two traditional parties in the last 10 years?
I will be honest in saying, from a personality point of view, I have always been very fond of Kamala Prasad.
No, we're not talking about that.
As far as her leadership is concerned, I think she could have done a lot better.
What is her vision for the country?
I cannot speak on her behalf, but
No,
if you would
should
allow
know.
me to
But you
answer
should know, but
the
that's the question.
question.
The question is, have you
Let
seen...
Tyrone take over.
Have you seen... I done.
Good. What I'm saying
I
is,
done.
I think if she had with her a better team, she
yeah,
could
very
have
good.
done
You
better for the
you
country.
see how you all missed the point?
No,
I
we didn't miss
asked the
the point.
question.
We didn't miss the point.
What? Hey, I could tell you could tell me right now, if you had the opportunity right now to put the people to work, what industries, where you would go, how would you diversify, what would you do?
You start with the public service.
Absolutely.
Start with the public sector.
But where was Kamala's vision for the country? Where's Rowley's vision for the country? You still don't know.
Okay. I have seen...
And you like her.
I do. I have
And you
seen...
like her. And you still don't know what's her vision.
Listen, I could be a member or a leader in any political party. It does not negate the fact that I would like leaders and members in other
no,
political
that's not what I
parties.
mean.
We are people.
I'm saying that you like her. And you still don't know her vision.
Okay, this is what I am going to answer to that question. I agree with you in that I have seen both the UNC and the PNM get into power, and I have never heard one of them, not once, come out and say, people of Trinidad and Tobago,
This is the
my
mission. That's the
this is
point.
our mission.
That's the point.
And this is our vision.
That's the point.
So
That's
people
the
know
point.
where we are
That's the
and
point.
where we intend
That's
to
the-
be.
When
let's
JFK said, I refuse to accept that we cannot put a man on the moon, they put a man on the moon.
And nobody can say that a manifesto is a mission and vision
it is not.
statement
It is
because
not.
it is a list of promises that will win an election and will never be fulfilled.
Your vision for the country must take issue with the position and the condition of the people at present. Too many of our people live in poverty, they live in squalor, they are undermanaged, they are underled, they have no clue what they should or could be doing, and your vision.
But just to drive that point home, yesterday at around 2:30 in the afternoon, I think somewhere between 12 and 1 in the Lavantil area by what they call the tamarind tree, the big tree right in the middle,
Right.
where you separate. It seemed as if there was some gunslinging going on there between the police and some others. They were searching vehicles or something like that. I don't have the story.
No,
complete.
I'm listening.
But the guys up on the hill, if you want to call it that, started to fire shots.
Return
against the
fire,
police.
they return fire. But
Yeah.
Robert, we're heading there.
All right. So we are back to the whole.
But is it that you could see it and I could see it, but they can't see it?
No,
They
no, no.
can, but you know, you all are not recognizing one thing, though, and I don't know if I am the only person that sees it, but I think it is by design and it's not by chance.
They want martial law?
No, not that. In that, if you were to eradicate crime in this country, you'd be taking a certain sector out of business. And I believe that
Are
there
you
are.
saying crime is deliberate?
I am saying it is very
Susan
well
Lauer,
deliberate.
Robert, can you believe that she will make a statement that somehow there are people in this country that benefit from poverty and crime?
There are people who benefit.
I refuse to accept that.
Well, that's because
in this
that's because
nation
living on that rock.
of high functioning sociopaths.
Your sarcasm is unwelcomed, and I will tell you that everybody in this country.
Justice on time, they want to hear
Wait,
me
no,
say,
no.
bail a court outside the jail. Bail a court
No, but
outside the jail.
Their answer to you is we put in video conferencing.
But okay, but even if you put in video conferencing, I put video conferencing in the studio this morning.
Yeah, correct.
All we needed was an internet hookup. Yes,
Yeah,
that device that I brought,
Video conferencing.
video conference.
Now for now.
Now for now. We
Yeah,
opened it, we
justice
said,
on time.
boom.
Justice
Video
on time.
conferencing will only mean that somebody, a friend or a member of the government, will get a lucrative contract.
Ma'am, with all
Trinidad
due
and Tobago.
respect, ma'am, with all due respect, all I'm saying is, we already know all of these things.
But nothing implemented.
We-
Enforcement. That brings us then to enforcement.
Well, we
Identification of who these people
Robert,
are
this-
and enforcement.
This hour in 104.7 goes way too fast.
we speed the clock up a little
We
bit.
need to adjust that. That's
We- no,
one.
we speed the
Two, the
clock.
second thing we need to do is we're going to have to expand this into 2 hours. We have to have that
I
conversation.
will give you the bill.
The
I'll give you
people,
I'll give you
the
bill.
followers
I'll
of
give you
the
bill.
progressive.
I'll give you the bill. Tell the progressive empowerment.
PP
Party
people, we have
yeah.
to raise some money to pay
Yeah,
and
yeah,
expand
yeah.
this Thursday morning show. It is a very important show on the national calendar. A lot of people follow what goes on here.
And anybody who would like to contribute to the wardrobe as well for Mr. Alexander, feel free.
Yeah, short pants only. No socks.
No,
No.
thank you, Kevin. Thank you, Robert. Thank you,
Kevin is
all-
revolting to that statement.
Thank you, 104.7's loyal listeners. I swear my week revolves around this Thursday 1 hour. I look forward to this opportunity.
Absolutely.
Next week, Thursday, we open the phone lines to discuss
You cannot do that in our hour. You have to add another hour.
No. To discuss the impending situation of the opportunity that lies ahead for other than the PNM and the UNC, other than them, they should not be able to win the seat that Maxi Coffee now holds. You should appoint somebody totally new
Yes, I
because
agree.
it will not change the power.
As you're making
struggle.
that point, I know we
Yes.
run out of time.
Yes.
You could imagine if Mova, Beetham, Lavantel, and Silots, if those communities marginalize themselves,
Yeah, correct.
how immediately
They will get
those-
what they want. But again, it is for you to accept. Now, we have a good opportunity. The PNM has 23 seats, and the UNC has 18. Taking away one seat,
and put an independent voice in that parliament.
That's what
taking
Robert just
away
said.
that one seat from the PNM, because if the UNC win it, you will hear the bump your gum syndrome.
The power
if
of
the PLM
one.
win it, you will hear the
The
bump your
power
gum
of
syndrome.
one orange seat in that parliament will change the way that parliament functions. I guarantee you that. And I, Philip Edward Alexander, I will make myself available to serve the people of La Hoqueta Talparo. Robert, we will have that discussion.
That is next week. Okay, so stay tuned. All of you people in that area, get ready to wade in.
Say goodbye.
Robert, thank you for having us. The opportunity
Good
to.
afternoon, it's time now for the news to noon, right here on 15104.7. I'm Kevin DeFreitas, and a shooting incident this morning in Lavington has claimed the life of a 31-year-old man. The deceased has been identified as
Kevin gave us enough time. He said